The Talk Shows family is Nomsa here and Post the Talk Shows. So with me today, I have Carol Ann with me. How are you, Carol Ann?
I'm good, thanks. I'm feeling much more alive and sort of bouncy. And I know it's cold. Got the heating on, but yeah, I'm
I
good.
know
I'm good.
it's freezing. It's
Yeah,
really icy out there.
it is.
So our topic today, aspiring horizon, redefining 2024 across business, self-discovery and relationship. So, Carol Ann, I know you chose this topic. Um, would you like to explain what inspired you to choose the topic, please?
Yeah, it was a comment that came up last week in our talk. It was something you said, and I just wrote it down, and it was how find 2024 different. And I couldn't remember the whole context of it, but I think it was basically how do people want to find 2024 different to last year. And I started sort of having a look at that. And I used Chat GPT to pop some ideas in and see what they came up with. And this title came up, Redefining 2024 across business, self-discovery, and relationships. Aspiring horizons. I love that concept. It's what are you aspiring to? But it is what would you like to be different? And it's looking at it as it's a different chapter. It doesn't have to be the same. Chapters in a book are always different, but they're moving the story on. So it's really how can you move your life on? How can you move your business on? How can you move your relationships on? So that's really where it came from. And I just thought it would be good to follow on from our what we spoke about with goal setting last week.
Yeah, I
So,
love your topic because I've been really thinking about 2024,
mm-hmm,
how I can make it really different. Came up with three things at the moment. Um, I need to change the atmosphere in my life. The atmosphere. Although I pray to God, everything is going good with God in my prayers. I find that there's people that are in my life that are bringing demons into my atmosphere. My atmosphere become demonized
mm-hmm,
because if there is no peace in the atmosphere, that can affect how you move your life forward. I find there's a
mm-hmm,
certain place and certain times, like I don't know if you ever noticed, Carol Ann, where when you pray for something, when God is about to bless you, something just triggers something, or somebody will just come in with their triggers, and
mm-hmm.
that atmosphere changes completely. So I didn't realize what was this all about. Why is this? It's been happening all the time. And I was listening to a man of God today, and he was saying the atmosphere has to be right in order to connect with whatever you're manifesting, and you have to have authority
Mm-hmm.
in that atmosphere, and the anointing as well is got to be strong, no matter how much you pray or how much you manifest or how much you try to avoid people and stuff. You said you look at the environment, people that are around in that. So I've realized that every time when I'm manifesting something, on my last day, somebody brings drama. That is unnecessary, honestly. Right, Kamal?
Yeah.
Hi, Namsa. Hi,
Hi,
How are
Caroline.
you?
Kamal.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
Long
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
Uh,
seen you for a long time. The
Yeah,
audience misses you. But anyway, you are here.
yeah, I'm here. It was a whole moving into a new place, setting up new stuff, being still at school and
Oh, you've moved a new house.
yeah, I moved to a new place, yeah.
Okay.
oh,
Awesome, awesome. It's good to
New
have you.
house, new job. Wow.
Well, no, it's not a new. It's a new house, not a new job. Still the same job, but I've been a teacher for the past year,
Right.
English teacher. But it's because of the timing, so it's a little bit difficult to pop on at 2. Sometimes, most of the times, I have classes. So
Right. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But I'm
Mhm.
back. How are
Okay.
you guys? How are you,
Yay.
Caroline? It's nice to see you again.
I'm good. It's good to be back. Yeah.
Good, good,
I'm,
good.
ge- I'm, I'm getting there. Yeah. Bit by bit.
Excellent.
Yeah. Yeah. Just picking up things slowly, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're talking about this topic, Kamal. Today's topic, did you see it?
Just give me a
So,
reminder.
Anna, would you like to explain to Kamal our
Sorry.
topic?
Why I chose it. Yeah. It's the topic is aspiring horizons, redefining 2024 across business, self-discovery and relationships. And it came about through Nomsa and I were talking about how to be confident or find confidence with our goals last week.
Right.
And
Right.
she said something about how find 2024 different. And I can't remember, I wrote that down, so I couldn't remember the whole wording, but it's basically, I think it was around how do you want to find 2024 different to the previous years or to last year. So I
Right.
just sort of looked around and did a bit of searching on GPT for some ideas and just, because obviously how find 2024 different doesn't make sense, does it?
Right. Of
It's
course. Yeah.
yeah, and then one of the titles I asked for quite a few different titles, and one was this one, and it just sort of felt and how can we redefine it? Because it was also about it's like it's another chapter in a book,
Mm. Mm.
and all the chapters are different, aren't they? And each chapter moves the story on. So it's like, how are we going to move our life on? How are we going to redefine
Right.
it so it moves it on, moves it forward, rather than maybe stagnating, becoming stale, or not going anywhere. And there was a quote that I liked actually that I found this morning. Where is it? I can't remember now.
Well,
What do you
while
think about
It's
while
it's
this?
you
fine. I'll find it in a minute. But
yeah,
it
yeah,
was
while you find it, this reminds me a lot of I think we've spoken about that on several occasions, how people tend to redefine their new year with resolutions and all of that. And it's the same thing with birthdays right now. I don't know what, this is my birthday, so it's a new year and they celebrate just that day of birth. And you all know by now, I don't celebrate a birthday. I
When
celebrate a
is your birthday, by the way?
no, I have a birth month, not a birthday.
When? Oh, you have a birth
yeah,
month.
Remember, I
yeah,
celebrate for a whole month
nice.
my past year. And I think this falls on the same category with how do you redefine a 2024
Mm,
to not make it stagnant and not um how to improve on yourself, how to improve on your life and what choices are you going to make and how is it going to be different? The same concept of making uh, learning from today's mistakes so that tomorrow I become a better person, I guess.
yeah. And what would being a better person give you?
Well, it depends on what you want, right? It's your
Mm,
own
mm,
personal journey, isn't it?
that's right. Yeah. And there's a quote by Peter Drucker. It says, "Best way to predict the future is to create it."
Exactly,
I
definitely,
thought that was
definitely.
lovely. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, wonderful
So
topic.
cool. So there's a lot of ways that you can actually redefine it, isn't there? And I think Nomsa was saying about she wants to change the atmosphere in her life.
Yeah.
So there's
Yeah, I
something
need
there, and it's
peace.
this when you get just about to get a breakthrough, it's like these challenges come in.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's always I've noticed if it's not somebody at Ngozi talk shows, it's at Ngozi talk show, there's one person who kicks off when I'm about to get my breakthrough. And And with the Hope Spring Internal Introduction Agency, there's one person, and there's a family, there are specific people that the like energy that brings those people. So I was like, because I was like, why? I've been questioning it for some time. And I'm like, every time, like when I say, like, if I give myself like 5 days to manifest something or to pray for something or just to connect with the energy, to change things around, my last day, it becomes like somebody brings drama. So I didn't understand what is that all about. So until today, actually, I was listening to one of the pastors, and he was like, the atmosphere is very, very important. And to have authority. So he actually said, it's like, come out, let's say if you're happy and you are like, get excited, getting it, because for you, your birth month is like the whole 30 days or the whole 31 days. So in one of those days, if the atmosphere changes in your heart, something disconnects you, and then it takes away the whole glory. And he was like, that's how the realm of the spirit works. Once something comes in and triggers in your heart, that atmosphere changes, it causes the block. So you have to make sure that whatever comes in, just say not now. Because for me, what I've been doing is when somebody brings drama, instead of me going into prayer, I try to figure out why they're doing, and try to understand them. Apparently, I just have to say, I love you, but not now.
Well, it's not, I don't believe it's necessary not now, because everything that happens for a reason and in the right time. And so whatever drama may arise, if you want to define it as drama, whatever negative situation, if one wants to define it as negative situation, I think the key, since you're talking about faith, the key in faith is acceptance. The fact is to actually accept whatever is happening as
It's
being
actually the
a
words that
reason.
are not right. It's the words that I have not been canceling it. I've been letting those words landing to me and living them like that. But I need to cancel them. If
But you see,
somebody
it's a
comes
need. You
in,
see, now it's a need. I think there's a whole, and this is what Carol Ann actually, part of it is how we formulate our sentences and how we talk out to ourselves into creating the future that we want. We say, I need this, I must have this, I should have this, must, shoulds, have to. And this becomes a forceful
I know for me, like as a Christian, I didn't know that if somebody, like let's say, if somebody brings false accusation, those, because what I didn't realize when I was going through Lucifer, he was bringing the words that were spoken by my ancestors to judge me. I didn't know why. But now, today, that's when I've learned that the reason why the ram brings the negativity, you have to cancel them. If somebody comes in and tells you that you are not enough, how is your respond to it?
Thank you very much. I know I have to improve. I'm
Yeah,
working on it.
yeah. So that's what I need to do, is the response that I need to cancel those words. If somebody comes in and saying gossip talk show is not enough, instead of me reacting with my feelings, I need to say no. I need to testify what I believe about Ngozi Talk Show. If Ngozi Talk Show is a place where it adds value to the community, I need to say those words. And I need to tell that person that as much as I love you right now, those negative things, I need to cancel them straight away, which I have not been doing it. But for some reason yesterday, because I'm actually doing something, I put my hands on the computer. I don't know, I think it was God guiding me through. I put my hands on the computer because somebody sent me an email. And that email as well, because I'm manifesting something, it was exactly what I was doing. And I just put my hands, I found myself putting my hands on the computer. I was canceling every sentence, every word on that email, and just removing it in my life and in my heart, in my name as well. And today I just woke up in the morning when I was listening to him. He was saying, no matter how hard you try, if you want to, let's say you want to make like, let's say I want to make 10,000 a month or 50,000, the atmosphere has to complement everything. The people, like if I'm working with you, Kamal and Carol Ann, we both have to come to an agreement. The staff and everybody has to, it's like we're making a covenant that nothing can come between us. So we stick to it. And the atmosphere, anybody outsider that comes in, we need to have authority. And which is what I have not been doing. And I'm putting my hands up.
Nice.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm putting my
Put them
hands
out.
up and saying I'm recognizing it,
Mhm.
and I need to take authority.
Okay, can I just pause you there a moment and say, rather than, because it's going back to what Kamal was saying, rather than saying, I need to take authority, just say, I'm taking authority.
I am taking authority.
Can you feel the difference in the wording?
Oh, yeah. When I say I need to take authority, is when I recognize my mistake when he was speaking, I was like, oh, okay.
But even then,
there's no authority.
Don't even put the word need in, just go,
Yeah.
I reclaim my authority. I'm taking back my authority, whichever words you want to use. But it's actually having it in the present rather than having it as a need, which has that energy of
reclaim it.
Yeah, reclaim it.
My authority.
Yeah,
that's where the problem has been, because I felt when I was in the office, that was 2 weeks ago, when I send you guys a message, do you remember when I sent you a message about in Gossip Talk Show saying I'm manifesting Gossip Talk Show, can you guys help? Another energy like came to me and showed me that there's so much anointing, is so powerful. But I didn't know why the moving forward, why there's no breakthrough. And today I found that I need to reclaim my authority. The drama comes in to take my authority.
And to also show you that you've given away your authority, and these challenges come, the dramas come, because there's I always go in and say, okay, thank you for this drama. What part of me has asked for it, has brought it here to, what is it I'm meant to learn from this?
Yeah.
When have I created this? All sorts of questions like that. So I'm, in that sense, I'm claiming my authority. I'm claiming I've created this. So as creator, I can change it rather than being a victim at it and, oh gosh, this is being done to me. What, I've got to, because actually putting force there and saying, negate it, if it comes back again, it's because you haven't learnt the lesson that it came for in the first place, or there's still a part of you that's still generating it. Okay, so for me, it's about learning that lesson, recognizing what's come and saying, right, I'm reclaiming my authority over this. What's the lesson here for me to learn so I can move forward? And that person will then just, they'll move away or they'll change. Something shifts because it's you that shifted. So this is one way of being able to redefine how this year is going to look for you, different to last year, is I'm going to keep reclaiming my authority, recognizing it, acknowledging it, saying, okay, thank you to whoever shows up to show that you've, given it away. And it's standing in gratitude and just acknowledgement and learning, and then going, right, I'm moving forward now. So there's one way of redefining it, and that shows up in all areas, doesn't it? Business, your life, your relationships. And so this is a part of the self-discovery. about how can I reclaim? What is it I'm doing to give away my authority?
Very true, very correct. And bear in mind as well that we always have to remember, even the audience and Yunus and all of us, we have to remember that our subconscious doesn't understand the negative. So every time you refuse anything that comes, even you say, no, I don't want that, you're actually telling your subconscious, I want it. And so it appears again. No, don't come here. You're saying, yes, come here. So that negative connotation is not tangible by the subconscious. All it does is multiply and add the information that you give it. You say, thank you for coming here. This is something interesting, something that makes me move forward in a certain way that I do not understand yet. You see, here I've used a negative, but the effect of it is, thank you. This is something that came to me and I understand why it's here. You see, and so you tell your subconscious that you're understanding what's happening to you, and therefore that consequence or that resurfacing of the negative, I don't like that term positive and negative, but that resurfacing of the negative will not come. That's also something for the audience to take into consideration with what they want to achieve this year, that positive affirmation that you're talking about, Carol, and that attitude of living in the present and acceptance and gratitude. I like to use a word which I believe is even stronger than gratitude, and it is contentment. And I think reaching that stage of contentment is the highest level of faith one can reach. If one talks about faith, it is the highest level of connection with the universe that you can reach, because the contentment it's not something easy, and I'm not saying it lightly. It's something that takes time. It starts with gratitude, it starts with acceptance, and then it changes into, okay, that's fine. And so it's and it's visible on a person to the point that when you meet a person that is content, whether they might not be smiling, but you automatically see a smile on their face. And that is serenity at its core. So my question to the audience is, do you want serenity in your life? Do you want that contentment in your life? This is why we're here and we're talking about it.
So that's great, because actually, if it isn't there, then this is a redefinition that you could have. And it is saying, I have contentment. I have, the other word's gone. My brain's, what was the other word?
Gratitude.
Gratitude, that's it. Yes, acceptance. Yes. Sorry, my brain is still taking time to get to work properly. So yeah, it's all down to the language and how you're communicating. And again, this is how, with relationships, and you just, maybe it's something you could say is that you're going to work on your communication skills. It's about learning new skills. It's learning something new. That's one way of stopping the stagnation, of, redefining this year, because what would move it forward? So I think it's about movement, isn't it? It's having movement and having it in flow rather than at odds. But at times when odds happen, it's the drama happens, it's that learning. But that contentment, that peace, that acceptance is when you're in flow. And there's nothing more blissful than being in that state. And there's nothing more quick for things to happen when you're in that state. It's like, yes, it happens. And I don't know, it's amazing how suddenly things fall into place. But I think it's realizing also that everything happens at the right and proper time. And it's not always our time. And I think we mentioned this last week as well. The universe, God, has its own time. And it was something I had to, or that was tested even more when I was in hospital, was patience. Because sometimes things took ages before it happened. I'm sat there going, oh, for heaven's sake, week in, week out, and it's still not happening. And it's like, okay. But what I came to realize that eventually it happened. And it was just a case of patience and just standing in it will happen. And I can feel within me a much deeper level of contentment. I can feel that. And I love that word, actually. Thank you for that peace, that calm, that knowing that it will happen. Whatever I didn't achieve last year or the year before, that's something that I kept writing down. It will happen. And it's just standing in that. So putting that in there as you redefine, steps happen more towards whatever it was that you haven't achieved being achieved. But being content if it doesn't get fully achieved, because it will eventually. And because there may be other things that need to happen along the way, and other people that need to be involved with what it is that you're wanting to achieve. They might not be in the right place, but they need to be a part of it. And so therefore, sometimes there's that bit of a waiting for them to catch up, but you don't even know that. And there was something that I redefined last year when I was in hospital, there's a few times when it's like 3 steps forward, 1 step back. And then I went, no. I'm going to reframe that. It's 3 steps forward, pause. And then it's just that waiting. And then you can move forward again. So that felt so much better than this, gone backwards. It's like, no, there's just a pause. It's just a pause.
I think I need to go for my coaching, guys.
Okay.
36. Wish me luck. Yeah.
Okay.
All
Have
right.
fun. Have
Have
fun.
fun, Nomsa.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will come out. You are the host, aren't you?
You can make me the host.
I have made you a host. Can you check?
Yes, I have all of the options right here. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
What do I need to do now? Do I need to put the video? If I come out, I'm not going to cut you guys off, or do I just need to leave it like this?
You can go out. So if I'm the host now, you're fine.
Yeah, just leave. It's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
But when
it will, because it always, if there's a Zoom meeting, it will automatically assign a new host if you haven't already done so.
Yeah.
It's not that you're ending the meeting. You're not clicking end meeting. You're just leaving. But the fact that you've assigned Kamal as co-host or host.
Okay, so I just need to press leave.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's all that you'll do. So have fun.
Have fun, Nomsa.
Yeah.
It was nice talking to you
Let us know how
again.
you get on.
There was a very interesting quote, or something that we say in the Arabic language, but also in Islam, right? Which is coming back to that sentence that you were saying about acceptance and seeing, wanting what you want for the future, what you didn't do last year, you will do it this year, and you seeing that progress, and that it's going to be a rudimentary translation, right? But I will explain it. And the quote goes like, perhaps you hate something and it is good for you, and perhaps you love something and it is bad for you. And so that the concept of that proverb is very simple. Let's say you are striving for a new job, and you're applying for the same position over and over and over again in different companies, and you keep getting rejected, rejection after rejection. Now, in sales, they say a no is next opportunity, which is a wonderful way to take it in a positive matter. When it comes to the concept of faith with this sentence, the concept is very simple. The universe, God, whatever you want to believe in, pushes away from you things automatically. Perhaps you believe are good for you, but in fact they are not right for you. They're not the right fit.
Mm.
And the universe, God, again, whatever you believe in, attracts into your life the things that are good for you, that have meaning to your life, that give meaning to your life, no matter what they are. And you refuse them, however, but you don't know how good they are for you. And back to that striving to have a better year, to how are we going to improve by improving our language, by changing the way we speak to ourselves, by speaking in the present. We still have to bear in mind that having that ideology of acceptance, of gratitude, of contentment, no matter what, it is for the better of yourself or the betterment of yourself. Because
Mm.
at any opportunity in our life, at any moment in our life, we are bound to grow and evolve. And the only way to do that is by learning from what's happening to us and accepting what's happening to us for us to improve and become better. Perhaps you apply for a job and you really want it. Maybe you're not good enough for it. Maybe going into that position, you will be fighting with the HR, with your boss and everything,
Mm.
and you will hate yourself. You will hate your life. The universe is still pushing it away. And if you get that job where it is a terrible environment, it is still bringing something onto your plate for you to analyze, for you to evolve through. And I think this is, I don't want to assume that, but part of what you were talking about during when you were in hospital and where you said things will happen when they happen. And when you came back to that patience, it's that realization that, you know what? If it's supposed to happen, it's supposed to happen. It's that acceptance.
Mm.
And it is perhaps that got you out of everything. That acceptance to patience.
Yeah, it was that realization again of just letting go of control. Just this, a few times I realized it's like, oh, for heaven's sake, Caroline, stop trying to control it.
Yeah.
Because every time I tried to control the outcome and plan it and go, yeah, it's got to be like this, guess what? It wasn't, something came along and discovered it. And
Yeah.
oh, for
I
heaven's
mean,
sake,
some things you can plan for, right? I'm not saying sit back
no,
and say, I'm gonna get $1 million and you're
no,
not.
no,
I'm gonna win the lottery and you're not playing the lottery. I'm not telling you to do that, obviously.
no,
You want
no.
to win the lottery, go and play the lottery and then say and believe that you want to win the lottery, even though
Mm,
the odds are astronomical. What I'm saying is you want to be a better person. Okay, what is the list that you have for yourself? How do you see yourself a better person? What kind of
yeah.
person do you want to become this year?
Mm,
How are you going to achieve it? What steps can you take today to make make that person a reality? The job that you want, your dream job, how does it look like? Where is it? Who are you surrounded by? The people that are around you, the environment. How is your house looking? Your flat? That new house that you want to buy, can you afford it? Yes, you have the money in your pocket. Okay, you'll afford it. But how do you want it to look like from the inside? Can you imagine it? Can you redefine it, redecorate it interiorly, exteriorly? Can you see yourself sleeping and waking up every day there for the next 15, 20, 30 years? All of these are manifestations of how we see our current world. They all start by writing down and journaling and perhaps even having a to-do list to look at. Oh, today I am going to smile a little bit more. How do I smile a little bit more? Well, I start with now, and every person that I meet, I'll give them a smile.
Yeah, like that. It's just Winston Churchill said, success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts.
Exactly.
And so
Continue.
every time you succeed at something, it isn't a case of, oh, sit back and go, oh, that's it. It's like, okay, let's continue. But also, if you haven't succeeded, it isn't, I love that word, it's not fatal.
It's not fatal, and this is what I keep telling my students, because a lot of them are afraid to make mistakes. And I've shared this acronym before, right? To fail is the first attempt in learning.
Learning, yes.
And you can fail many times as you want to.
Yeah.
As long as you haven't learned the lesson, then you will have a first attempt in learning many times.
That's right. And actually, it's helping them to recognize that they themselves are not a failure.
Exactly.
Because very often they collapse it. It's taking it apart and going, no, I'm not a failure. I have just failed to achieve this at the moment. And
Right.
I'm learning this from it so I can move forward. And maybe next time I'll succeed. But it is that very often they collapse it. So
Yeah.
it's uncollapsing it and we're helping them to recognize you are not a failure. Just haven't achieved what you wanted. It's just success will come. And the universe, very often it doesn't happen and it doesn't happen and you keep getting tested. And it's almost like the universe is testing you to see whether you really have that commitment to it.
Yeah,
Is
that
this really what
resilience.
you want?
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden it's like boom, 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 psh, and it's, oh, that happened.
Yeah, there you go. Everything is in order. There you go.
Yeah.
And it's delivered on a silver platter. I mean, not even a silver platter. It's delivered on a golden platter if you want to, right? It's just, there you go. Everything you want.
Yeah.
I mean, we're 15 minutes in. One of the things that I can offer, not as advice, but that helps me is writing down what I want and imagining it. And when I do that, I do it every night before I go to sleep. And that these 2 to 5 minutes that you close your eyes before sleeping, where obviously I would recommend gratitude if you haven't been in the habit of doing that. What I do is because I can vividly imagine and dream of what I want, I have that luxury. I dream of the house that I have, because there is a house that I'm going to buy, but it's my house, and this is why it hasn't been sold for almost a year now. It's waiting for me. And I can see myself there, and I can see the changes, and I can see how we're going to live, and I can see where I'm going to do certain things, and I can see my office, and I can see everything is being decorated and planned as I sleep. I am imagining the road that I will take, the job that I have, how I'm doing these sessions, and how I'm doing more sessions with the clients, and how I'm speaking, my speaking in public. So all of those dreams and achievements that I want, I dream of them. I put myself in that post-sleeping mood of dreaming about them. And I constantly not force, but tell my subconscious, this is who I am, this is what I want. And slowly, slowly, you will start involuntarily dreaming about these things. And once you start dreaming about these things, that means it's going directly into your subconscious. That means you will automatically do things that push you towards these achievements. It's all about how you can play with your brain and direct your waves in the right direction, in the right path. Because it's energy. All you have here is energy. all it wants from you is pathways. Tell us where to go.
Mm.
And so tell it where to go. Tell it to be happy all the time. Tell it to be smiling all the time. I got that question, I think about right before Christmas. One of the students, and it came to me, is like, "No, this is so weird, but how come you're always smiling?" I was like, "What do you mean?" Is it like, "You're the only one I see that is constantly smiling."
Wow.
I said, "Well, first of all, thank you. I accept that you recognize that."
Mm.
The second thing is like, why shouldn't I smile?
Mm.
He says, "Don't you have troubles?" I says, "Yeah, but they're not going to go away. So might as well smile. Aren't you worried about anything?" I said, "Nah, no point. Things sort themselves out.
Yeah.
As long as I'm smiling and I'm content with who I am, things will always sort themselves out." You look at people, I mean, look at you walk around London, Paris, anywhere in the modern, and I'm going to call it modern society, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very rarely do you see people smiling.
Mm.
Walking just smiling for no reason, that doesn't happen. Maybe you can count one person that, oh, they see you and then, oh, they smile because you're smiling, which is great. You put a smile on somebody's face. Everybody, that serious face or the grumpy face or the thinking face or irritated face. And I believe it's because they are not accepting what we are talking about, that acceptance, that gratitude.
Mm. Yeah, there's a level of why is this happening to me rather than why is this happening for me?
For me, exactly.
It's
Yeah.
it's changing that, but just one word, and it is just the alteration of one word that can make a huge difference. And having that positivity, that smile, it is infectious, and it's lovely. And it was great that that student commented, you know,
Oh,
and
definitely. And
yeah,
that now he smiles all the time when I see him.
yeah. I had two ladies in the same ward as me, or the bay within the ward that
Yeah.
we were in, and they arrived just after I did, and they were still there when I was in that ward for five weeks before
Yeah.
I actually left, and so they were there for about 4 or 5 weeks, but 4 weeks while I was there, and their comment was, "Gosh, you're very positive," and because I could hear that literally their wording, and I would just gently reframe it for them.
Mm.
And the shift, they noticed the difference. They listened and they could feel it, you know, and they started to notice a difference. But it was that we were always positive. You know, I said, well, there's no point. There's not so much no point. I said, it's just who I've become. It's okay. It's taken years to
Yeah.
get to this point. But it is recognizing when you're down in the dumps, and it's okay to go down in the dumps. There were a few times I had some really big dips when I was in hospital, especially
Mm.
when I couldn't see. It was like what the doctor was saying, and I'm going, in my mind, it looked like it was months, years before I was going to get out of hospital. You know, there was
Mm.
this long corridor. I couldn't see me getting out before Christmas, and
Yeah.
let alone for my birthday. Um, and but it changed. And so I'd have a really big cry, and I've like, oh God, you know, really down in it. But then I'd shift things and start rethinking, refocusing on what I had achieved,
Yeah.
and shifted myself out. Maybe it's a few times I put up a prayer,
Mm.
or I had a sleep and just let it be. But then I would shift out of it. But it was, you have to just allow that dip rather than fighting it, because the more you fight it, the more it's there and it's making it wrong.
Yeah.
So just acknowledge that's where you're at. Again, it's that acceptance. It's that, okay, I hesitate to use the word content, but in a sense, it's being content in that downness, you know. Okay, it's here. I'm here, and because all of this is happening, and recognizing what I was imaging,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was just that resolve. No, I am getting out of here before Christmas. I am going to be on solids soon. I am going to be able to eat something instead of drinking water all the time, all of this. And I am going to be able to get myself out of this bed and take myself to the toilet or whatever, and be able to do things for myself again. It was just all of that, just refocusing and just going, no. And that resolve sort of came back. And it's just taking yourself in hand and redefining it, just going, no, I can do this. And the change is then just shift. It's like Lord goes, okay, carry on. But it's also your brain and your body shift as well.
Yep.
For me, it was like my brain started remembering, my body started remembering how to do things. Strength started coming back, and yeah, it was it's been an amazing healing journey, huge learning. But again, redefining what's going to happen in my business. My granddaughter visited me one day and we were having a conversation, and I really couldn't see anything beyond me getting out of hospital. And something she said, and I went, oh, my business. I could start replanning my business, couldn't I? And all like this light came on. There was this sunshine. And when she went, I was just happy as Larry, going, well, actually, my business, I could do this or I could do that. And I was replanning it.
Yeah.
It was just amazing. And it just changed everything. And I did. I redefined my business. I've replanned it in terms of I'm just going to keep it simple. The packages I'm going to have are just I've reworded those and what they are. The workshops that I've run, and the 6-month program, I'm just putting them to one side. I'm not shelving them or ditching them. I'm just popping them to one side. They'll be there, in the future if I feel I want to bring them in. But I'm just going to keep it simple and just focus on my membership group. And that felt light and easy just to start implementing, rather than having to run all these other things that I've run before. But knowing that they're there, I've planned them. They've run and they work, and I could pick them up if and when I need to. So that was really great use of time and energy, and really sort of picked me up. And so yes, I redefined my business for this year. There's still some more redefinition wanting to do, but I'm much clearer on what I want to focus on. And when other things start to creep in and nudge me, oh, I could do this or I could do that, it's like, no, I'm finding myself being much more discerning with where I'm putting my attention and my time.
And I think that sums up that the concept of what you want to do with this year, whether it's your business, your success in life, your personal matters, your relationship, your children, your family, is you took that step and said, I have the time now to redefine my business, and this is how I see my business redefined. And by doing that, you have taken charge of what you can take charge of. And so by doing that, you allowed yourself that authority, like Nomso was saying, you allowed yourself the mental capacity to control only what you can control. Right. And so I think what I believe what the audience can learn from this is take the time, whether it's on a weekend, you're alone, you're unwell, you're in bed. Are you gonna say no, but I'm tired? And is that well, okay? I'm sorry, but like Carol Ann was in hospital and she planned her business. Don't tell me you can't do it. Don't tell me you've got a cold and you're sitting in bed with some fever and you can't do it. Yes, I know sometimes it's difficult. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying if you want to make something out of your life, if you want to plan something, or as my mom always says, when there is a will, there is a way. No matter what situation it is. Instead of wasting 45 minutes or an hour on watching something on one of those streaming channels or on your phone, spend that hour planning what you want for your life. again, it's your choice. You get to choose, you get to decide what choices you will make. And not making a choice sitting in front of a TV is actually making a choice for the universe. And you're telling the universe you don't give a hairy rat's behind about your life.
Or you could just reposition it in terms of, well, this is a bit of time I'm giving myself for my own well-being. It's like, if you've got, redefine how your well-being is going to be looked
Yes,
at and
exactly.
nurtured this year. And maybe just a little bit of TV time now and again. Just let yourself, if you feel that is it like a switch off? You feel that it's like, that works for you? And it's recognize it when it becomes all the time.
That's it. That's the most important thing, right?
Because
It's
when
that
it's
addiction
unhealthy.
to things. Yeah.
Creating a healthy plan that allowing some of these things in that and that you do enjoy, because eventually you'll find that they'll just slip out the way and something else will come in, but it helped me by thinking about my business. It opened up the space for me to be at home, to come home. It was almost like there's something to come home for, even though there was, but it just felt it's just like a light bulb sort of came on about the time after hospital, and about being home. And so it's just letting those light bulbs come on. And so it's that shift in mindset and maybe a shift in habit, because I realized I've changed I said, right, I want to set up this morning routine, and I'm not going to be doing anything before midday. And then I realized that one of my time and space to write sessions was always on a Thursday morning at 10 o'clock. And I was thinking, I can't do that at 10 o'clock. I thought, no, I want my mornings to myself. I'm shifting it to 1 o'clock. My business, I run it how I want to,
Right.
And so I've started up with the Monday evening session. I said, I can do that. And then I've told them March, I will reinstate the Thursday one, but it'll be at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, not 10 o'clock in the morning. And they're going, great. So it is, I've redefined it in that way. And all of a sudden it just felt, and it's holding myself to the mornings. I just let myself do what I want to. And if I need to sleep in, I do at the moment. But I have a routine that I want to that I want to bring in. I am slowly bringing in.
Yeah.
And
to want is okay.
Yes, I know. And I just realized but I think when I thought of I want to, it's almost like I've got it there in the future.
Right.
And by reframing it into I am slowly bringing in, it's allowing that movement for it to come in bit by bit.
Correct.
And that's the difference the language makes, just that shifting of wording. It's incredible, isn't it?
Very true. It makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're on our time now for this session. Where can people find you, and how are we? Yeah, where can people find you and get access to you for the time being?
At the moment, they can find me on Facebook, Caroline Cooper, and I also have a Facebook group, which is Get Your Book Written. If they want to look that one up, that's something I am bringing back to life again, because obviously that went quiet.
Yeah.
If it's something that you want to do or you're aspiring to do, is to write the book or write your story, get in touch and let's see what we can do. Redefine that as part of this year. Make it different. I'm taking actions towards getting my story written, to finishing my story, to getting it published. I don't do the publishing, but I know people that do, but I assist you with getting it written, unlocking that writer within, finding the time and space to write. That's why I set up those sessions. So yeah, look me up on Facebook. And I am on LinkedIn as well, actually, but Facebook's the one I use mostly.
Well, thanks for that, Caroline.
Okay.
Well,
What about
I
yourself?
am
Yeah.
Kamal, Life Purpose Coach. You can find me on all social media. I finally managed to change all of my names. You can find me at Life Purpose with Kamal. So on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, on LinkedIn as well. And if you want to access my website, which is finally ready and soon blogs are coming up very shortly, you can find me at kamalamer.com. And what I do is very simple. It's like what I do is I help people create a foundation to a life of purpose. The majority of people, unfortunately, live their life as it is. They live their life with what is given to them. They follow the routines and realize a little bit too late, what am I doing on this planet? And some people don't even realize it. So I am here for those that are having doubts about their routines, having doubts about their future, having doubts of why they are here on this planet, and they believe that they have a purpose in life, which I do believe we all have. I help set up a foundation of um, not rules basically, but a set of mottos, a protocol to live by, so that every day you live your purpose.
Sounds good.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Caroline, and thank you, audience, for watching us wherever you may be. Have a lovely morning, evening, and good night, and we will see you again. We are here Monday to Friday, 1 p.m. UK time. And if you want to reach us, reach Caroline, you have her on Facebook. You can reach me anywhere. You can reach also Nomsa at I always forget how she says on our web page, on Facebook page, and yeah, get in touch and wish you a lovely day.
Okay.
Bye, everyone.